So what's up with Tesla? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a gray and dreary day here in Northern Illinois. Today I wanted to discuss what is going on with Tesla anyway. There's a lot happening in the news lately. A couple of things that you guys may have seen, that Elon Musk has threatened to move the factory out of California to another state just due to this whole shutdown pandemic thing. And also the delay of the Roadster, and what are my thoughts on this? I've been getting these questions from people, so I wanted to address them. First off, I wanted to say that I believe that it's a brilliant move. From a business standpoint, both are brilliant moves, actually. So first off, threatening to move the factory. There's a couple things in this, and I don't want to get into the whole pandemic thing directly necessarily, but I do believe that to a large extent this is being stretched too far. I think that government is overstepping things, and I think that there's a lot of damage happening because this quarantine thing is being stretched too far. And it's not something I want to get into a discussion on in the comments section. That's not the point to this video, but I needed to bring that up because I think that Musk is a brilliant guy. He sees this. He recognizes that, look, it's a bad disease. We get it, and that we want to minimize the spread and all that. But there's also a point at which how much can be allowed. I mean, we're never going to be completely disease-free in the world, and so how much is acceptable in order to put people back to work? Take precautions, do whatever, but put them back to work and get the factory moving again. So it's a brilliant move to threaten to move the factory if he's shut down. So and that's, I really don't want to say a whole lot more about it other than I'm very pleased to see this happening, because and not to get like all sovereign citizen or anything on this, but the fact of the matter is that shutting things down as they've been is unconstitutional, and it's just wrong. The government really doesn't have the power to be shutting things down the way they've been doing. People have been accepting it because they kind of understand the reasoning behind it, but I believe it's going too far. So, item number 2, the Roadster. So what are my thoughts on the delay of the Tesla Roadster? Well, first off, it's a bummer because I plan on buying one. I have a discount, 40 to 50% discount accrued in the referral program off of a Founders Edition Roadster, so I'm a little bit bummed. But a couple things. First, a lot of us, I think, understood that the Roadster wasn't going to come out in 2020. In fact, it had become, over the last several months, even before the pandemic, it had become more and more obvious that it wasn't going to be released in 2020. And even if it was, it might be 3 of them hand-built on December 31st just to say production began in 2020. But it seemed pretty clear that it was going to be spring to maybe even as late as fall 2021, or potentially into 2022. And I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, Tesla is not going to be making money on the Roadster. Let me repeat that. They will not make money on the Roadster. In fact, I'm willing to bet that they lose money, probably a substantial amount of money, on every single Roadster they sell, not just because of the referral program, but even at full retail price, $250,000 for a Founders Edition Roadster. I believe they're going to lose a lot of money on every car. The development cost is sheer insanity, and production cost of a car that crazy is very, very high. I don't know that they're going to set up an actual production line for mass production. They'll probably be a semi-hand-built car. They are, the thing is with this, though, it's in saying they're going to lose money on every car, it's not a poor business decision to make it. I've heard figures that vary, but the Bugatti Veyron, my understanding of that car is that even though it ranged between $1 and $2.5 million, depending on the specific iteration, the numbers that I understood is that it cost the Volkswagen Group, I believe it was $6 million per car when you calculate the manufacturing cost on top of the all the development cost and all of that. It was roughly $6 million per car, so they lost a lot of money on each car. Now, it's halo cars can be a brilliant business move in that it gets your name in the news, you have bragging rights, and actually bragging rights make a difference when it comes to certain industries, and the automotive industry is one of those. It's sort of flexing your muscles, so to speak. And so I believe it's a brilliant move to make the Roadster. Also, the Plaid powertrain is going to be put into the Model S. And so that triple motor, crazy high horsepower, the math that I've done for the 0 to 60 time versus roughly what the weight should be of the Roadster is that it's going to be somewhere between 1,500 and 1,800 horsepower. I think 1,500 is the bare minimum. It's probably going to be closer to 1,700 or 1,800 horsepower. And to develop and refine a drivetrain that can tolerate that and still have a warranty is really something, and that's going to help production tremendously. It's going to keep Tesla ahead of the curve. So, but what are my thoughts on them delaying the Roadster? Well, again, it's a bummer, but it's wise business decision-making for a lot of reasons. Number one, with this shutdown, Tesla's going to be strapped for cash. They really need to focus on their bread and butter, which is still, believe it or not, the Model 3. There's still more Model 3s being sold than Model Ys. But the Model Y is the newest, latest, greatest car. My YouTube channel is down to about 1/4 of the traffic it used to have because the Model Y is what everyone is gorging themselves on. And so it's the latest, greatest thing. Model 3, Model Y, money makers for Tesla. And so they need to focus on those things. Also, the insane interest in the Cybertruck. Now, I've been very outspoken in saying I think it is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And it's too big. I've had people say, well, just because it's ugly, you can get content, you should buy one. You know what? It won't fit in my driveway. I mean, start to, look at the measurements. It's a crazy, enormous vehicle, and I just don't have the room to park it. So would I be willing to get one just to do channel content and grow my channel? I guess if I had a place to park it. But I don't really like the Cybertruck. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not everybody. The majority of people that I talk to really love it, and so I have to tip my hat to Tesla on that. There's such an interest in the Cybertruck that they need to push the development of the Cybertruck forward. Tesla, after all, is a profit-bearing corporation. Whether you guys want to recognize it or not, those that want to scream, they're in it to change the world. They're in it to make a profit. Let's just get that very, very clear. Now, every profit-bearing company, however, has different targets that they're looking at. I'm after making a profit also. I do appliance repair. I manufacture the screen mount kits and sell those through my YouTube channel. And I do mechanical engineering work in my my workshop, and I do that to make a profit. However, I do appliance repair partly because I love my customers. I enjoy personal interaction. I'm a talker, obviously, but I enjoy the personal interaction. I enjoy the driving. I drive 160 miles a day. It's required for my work. I love driving, so I get paid to drive. I get paid to do something I love, so it's great. Also, I want to know that I can provide good service and at a reasonable price, and try to dilute the crooked servicer thing out there. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of very dishonest appliance servicers in my area. So one of my missions, one of my goals is to maintain appliances for people in my area and prevent them from having to call a crooked servicer. I like to connect with people. I'm a Christian person. I like to reach out to people and to provide aid to them. I have done quite a lot of free service work over the years, and I could be retired right now based on the work I've given away if I had just charged for everything I do. So I enjoy that, but I wouldn't be doing appliance repair if it didn't pay. It's a profit-bearing business. Tesla is the same way. These screen mount kits. I love making these adjustable screen mount kits. It's a blast. I like interacting with the customers. I like, fulfilling a desire that people have. Oh, I think it's a cool thing. I like all that, but I wouldn't do it if it didn't make me some money. Tesla's the same way. Yes, I believe that they are in business to change the world in a sense, but you can't change the world without being able to keep that vehicle of business moving forward, and that is driven by revenue. Also, Elon Musk has been very clear that he is amassing holdings, he is amassing wealth, because it's not going to cost billions, it's going to cost potentially trillions with a T, trillions, to get human beings to Mars. So that's a stated goal of his. Some people call him crazy, some people call him brilliant. I'll leave you guys to decide that, but the fact of the matter is the man knows where he's headed. He knows where he's going. And that's a very attractive quality in a human being, to know where you're going. He's got a goal, he's set on it, and that requires revenue. So the Roadster will support them as a company. It's flexing of the muscles to prove to the rest of the world that, hey, you know what, we can make good cars, we can make high-end cars, we can make cars that compete with multi-million-dollar cars and do it for just a couple $100,000. That's brilliant, but they will lose money on every individual car that they sell. And so it's wise business. It's wise business to focus on the Model 3 and the Model Y and rush, or not necessarily rush, but push the Cybertruck into production. And so, you know, as far as waiting for the Roadster, I believe that first off, they've taken deposits, and I know they can refund the deposit, but a lot of people have given $50,000 deposits. Quite a few people have given $250,000 deposits to pre-buy a Founders Edition Roadster. Tesla really needs to honor those. And though Tesla typically is late in delivery, they typically overpromise in performance. So ultimately, I'm pleased, so to speak, in that the Roadster is being delayed, just because I believe that it will help Tesla as a company. Also, and this is a selfish thing from my end, but my personal finances are really good right now, but they will be, if everything continues as it is, and a lot of things can happen in life, and I realize that, but my finances will be in a much better place a year from now, and an even better place 18 months from now. So if I had to purchase the Roadster today, it would be a real stretch to do it. In a year, I don't want to say it'll be easy to do it, but it won't be a problem. In a year and a half, it will be easy for me to buy it. So I'm personally kind of pleased that it's being delayed. Also, that just means that it will be an even better car. Tesla's technology on a whole is accelerating very rapidly, and Tesla's technology is really accelerating. Watching Sandy Munro's review of cutting apart the Model Y and comparing it to the Model 3. The Model 3, the electronics of the Model 3, he said, were, at the time that he took the car apart, 5 years ahead of the rest of the auto industry. And he said the Model Y is quite a big leap beyond that. And I believe that being that the Roadster is going to be Tesla's halo car and it's being delayed, that just means that those of us as customers really have something to look forward to. I feel bad, not so much for people waiting for free Roadsters. I know a couple of people getting free Roadsters. I'm getting not quite half off, 40-45% discount on my Roadster. But I know people that are getting them for free through the referral program. One friend of mine is getting 2 Roadsters for free. And, you know, do I feel for them? Not really. They're getting the cars for free. But for those that are buying it in retail and have put it, financially put a deposit down on it, I feel for them having to wait. But again, we will be getting a better car ultimately. So those are my thoughts on it, and we'll see if it plays out. But I'm pleased to see what Tesla is up to, and I am just shy of 80,000 miles on my car, on my Model 3. It still drives like new. I love this car. Not very many things I'm unhappy with. I didn't like the screen position, obviously. That's why I made my adjustable screen mount kit. I didn't like the wood on the dash, so I initially covered my dash in Alcantara. This is a glossy carbon dash from RPM Tesla. In case, for those of you that are wondering, it is not a snap-on cover. They actually take a stock dash, disassemble it, and strip the wood off, wrap it in carbon fiber, and mold it, and then reassemble it and rebond that panel to the dashboard. So I'm really thrilled with that. There's not a lot else that I want to do to the car. I've lowered it, I've put wheels on it, I mean, I've personalized it. But ultimately, the Model 3 is borderline the perfect car. And I think that Tesla's really hitting it out of the park. So those are my thoughts. And what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comments section below. I'm sure some people will disagree with me, and that's fine. That's fine. One of the things that makes the world go round is differing opinions. So, anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I care about every one of you. I really appreciate all of you that watch. Thank you very much to the locals that I've met recently that have given me some kind words and that I've had the opportunity to meet. You guys know who you are, and I appreciate every one of you. So thanks a lot, guys, and as always, stay charged. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.